All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the road to 18-inch arms. So as you can see, arms size has been maintaining slash increasing recently. I think I've reached a little bit of a new level here at the roughly 17.8 and change. So from here, this has been a bit of a funky week. So it's my final week in the commercial gym, not the best week of training. At best, probably a maintenance week. There's a good session at the start of the week for biceps that you're seeing here. The next day, good session for some tricep stuff. However, later in the week, I had some family stuff to take care of, so I wasn't in anywhere close to where I live, and I was also busy the whole time, Friday through Sunday. And I also ran into some little bit of overuse wear and tear with my forearms starting to flare up again. So I wasn't really able to do the preacher curl machine that you're seeing me do here, which usually I do this twice a week. So I had to take a bit of a lower intensity day, leave a couple reps in the tank, and do some dumbbell stuff. It's not pretty, but it is what it is, and I'm not just going to hide that from you guys. Obviously, I'm going to put it in here, even if it's not very flattering. So basically, what I wanted to cover today is just kind of use this time to kind of talk about a topic that I do want to plan out and make a bigger video on, and that's going to be arm size standards, measurement standards for your arms. So I think one thing that you have to take into mind is comparisons within lifting and bodybuilding aren't very black and white. There's a lot of asterisks that go into that, and sometimes you have to find more realistic, more level comparisons. Like, you have to take into account things like, one, genetics, very vague. I'm not going to delve into that too much. Two, training age. That's a massive one. Three, your age, which is still big, but to a lesser degree than your training age. Body fat percentage is another huge one. Like, there's all these little things that kind of blur the lines of what's a worthwhile comparison and what's maybe not a worthwhile comparison. And the reason I want to talk about this is because a fair amount of the comments on these videos are people saying things like, my arms are only 15 inches, or my arms are only 16 inches, or I just hit 17 inches, but they don't look nearly as good as your arms, or I just hit 17, but they still look small, I want to hit 18, and things like that. And I think what's needed is a healthy reality check. Sometimes it's easy to get so kind of lost in the process that when you meet a certain standard, you don't feel as good about it because it's been such a long time coming. I think lifting is a very good example of that because it's a slow grind. So it's like when you are saving up to buy, say, your dream car, the process takes a long time, but it's like one day you don't have your dream car, and the next day you have your dream car. Like, you understand that you have it, and it's right there, and you can touch it, and it's perfectly comparable to you not having that car, because you can say, all right, yesterday I literally did not have that car, and today I do have that car. With lifting, before you have 18-inch arms, you have 17.99-inch arms. Before you have 17.99, you have 17.98. Before that, you have 17.97. So it's like, yes, one day you have 18-inch arms, and the day before you didn't, but you're a 100th of an inch away the day before, and 2/100ths of an inch away 2 days before that, So it's one of those things where it's just such a slow process that it's easy to see a certain goal that you want, and as you get closer, you get less satisfied, and you kind of overlook that goal. With that being said, I think there's two things I want to talk about on this topic. So the first one would just be that you don't need to have 18, 19, 20-inch arms to look impressive or to look jacked. So it's almost kind of easy to see me as maybe like a relatable lifter because I'm natural and I'm not like a genetic freak, and I'm also not shredded either. It's like I think I kind of appeal to more people than somebody that's like on steroids and shredded and like freaky strong and just has elite genetics that you'd see on like Instagram or something. So I think it's easy to kind of maybe compare yourself to me when I'm in a really good environment to be able to make really good progress, and it's something I've been doing for a very long time, even though I haven't always been documenting it on the channel. You have to remember, most of the progress that I made for arms specifically up to about 16 and a half inches was before myself having the channel, and that was what, 5, maybe 6 years of progress that was just not documented on here. So it's almost easy to see like, oh, I got 18-inch arms super quick, or 17 3/4, whatever. I can't give myself credit yet, right? So it's almost important to kind of take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This is something I've been training very hard for a very long time. It's not been perfect this whole time. I've been very open about that, like I said earlier. But for the most part, my training's been very solid, and it's very long. It's taken me 8 years at this point. Barbell Apparel's Adapt shorts have officially dropped. As you guys know, the Adapt joggers came out a few weeks ago, and that's my favorite piece that Barbell's ever dropped. And these shorts are the shorts version of those joggers. They have all the same features, it's the same material, same fit, the same structured waistband. So if you're lean or you like to tuck in your shirt like I do when you train, it's basically the perfect complementary piece to your shirts. Brings that old school look that I think is just cool for bodybuilding and lifting and everything. It's comfortable, looks good, it's got its own cool style and everything. So these shorts, high quality, durable fabric, internal zipper pockets, tool clip point, a towel holder, reversible drawstrings, and that structured waistband. So if you like the sounds of them, check them out on my link in the description for my barbell collection, and you'll see me wearing them basically every workout in the summer too. I think it's also important to focus more so on the process and the shorter term goals with arm size. I think just remembering that it kind of is a game of patience, and I part of me likes to say that, and part of me almost hates to say it too, because I think you get a lot of people that are just like, all right, well, as long as I check the box off of going to the gym and kind of just put a good effort in, but kind of go through the motions, that will eventually get me there if I do that for 10 years. And that's just not the case at all. It's like every day has to be a fight. Every set, every rep has to be a fight. It has to be not like all out to the point where you're gonna injure yourself, but it's like you can't really hold back. It kind of is just like a legit fight every single day in the gym to get to where you want to be. And then after 10 years, yeah, you're gonna look great and you're gonna be super jacked. But I think it's important to remember that progress is most important, and as long as you're growing, then you know that time is basically the only thing that's holding you back. And the cool thing about time is it actually goes by. So eventually you will be at your goal. So what I'd say is, if you feel like you're small or you feel like your arm measurements aren't what you want them to be, and this can be applied to anything, whether it's strength progression or whether it's a measurement for another muscle or body weight or something, it's important to try and remember that the the most important step and the most important part of the process of getting to your longer term goal is making sure that you can hit the short term goals in the meantime. So you have to make sure that you're making progress. And then time, like I said a second ago, time is kind of on your side. It will still take a while, but time continues to go, and that allows you to keep making progress. So as long as you have like short term goals that you are actually hitting, then it's really just a matter of waiting to hit the long-term goal. And of course, anything else in the meantime, like being able to reassess your programming and your training and your technique. And those are all things that you'll learn along the way from yourself. If you have a coach, that will help you, and just following other lifters like this series, I hope.